You know, I was well, I'm going to attempt to play this game for the first time. Lord of the Rings, Fate of the Fellowship. And I was in the middle of installing the Outer Worlds 2, and seemingly the the download speed was kind of slow. So I was like, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and just while waiting for that to finish downloading, I'm gonna attempt to play this game for the first time. And then just as I started the stream, the download is finished. The game has been completely installed. But you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and play this for a little bit, maybe for an hour, and then I'll check out that game. Yeah, what's the deal with this game? Overview. As member of the Fellowship and the allies who rise to aid them, you must embark on a perilous journey that will either save or doom Middle Earth. Each player controls two characters, and all must work together to lend their unique abilities to protect Frodo, evade the searching eye of Sauron and his menacing Nazgul, in pursuit and defeat enemy troops as they invade key locations. Yeah, every time I start doing something in this room, there's always something going on somewhere else. Yeah, it's very strange. Like every time I started streaming, Suki would come in here and wants to go out. I get a phone call, so there's always something. Where were we? Evade the searching eye of Sauron and his menacing Nazgul in pursuit and defeat enemy troops as they invade key locations. Finally, Frodo must cast the One Ring into the fires of Mount Doom to save the free peoples from despair and destruction. Okay, so yeah, so I recently got this game. I did probably a couple of weeks ago, and I finally set it up on this table. Um, I've read through the manual. I think I have a general idea of how this game works, but we'll see. Um, so I'm going to attempt the solo a solo playthrough or solo game. I guess you can also play this with multi hands, but I'm gonna check out this official solo mode and see if it's good. They changed some of the rules actually with the solo mode. It seems like the one. Let's see here. There are two things that they actually modified for this for the single player. There's one of the actions that you can take uh, during your turn is you can prepare, and that's basically getting tokens from the cards that you have in your hand, and usually you can just do that anywhere on the map. But with looks like for a single player game, you have to do that on the actual location that's on the card. So I was like, okay, that seems interesting. And then also you don't do the fellowship action because since you're playing as a single player, we share the same hand of cards because I think you have to be in the same look at the when you're in the same location with another player, you can actually trade cards. So, but basically, if you're familiar with Lord of the Rings, you know what the deal is. You play as it's the Hobbit, Frodo and Sam. They're trying to get to Mount Doom, and that's in Mordor. It's right here. I think you're trying to get to Mount Doom, right? Is that where you toss the One Ring? So this is the main goal. Destroy the One Ring. So all other objectives must be completed before completing this objective. So at the beginning of the game, you actually draw three random objective cards. Is it three or four? I think it's three. Let me just make sure that we're doing this right. Let me see here. It's got to be in the setup. Okay, put the destroy the one ring objective card and 3 other randomly selected objectives. Okay. So I've selected 3 random objectives there, and I'm using the characters they recommend that we use for the first attempt to play this game, which is Eowyn, Legolas, Merry, and Pippin, and Gandalf. And so they have, yeah, a bunch of other characters in this game. I think, I'm not sure how many total characters, 10 maybe. But you always have to play Frodo and Sam because they're the only, and they're together actually. They're together. Merry and Pippin are also together, but Frodo and Sam are gonna be the ones who will be going to Mount Doom to destroy the One Ring. And for you to do that, actually, you have to have 5 hope. So I guess that would be in the form of the cards. I think you have a maximum of 7 cards that you can have at one time, or you can convert that into the tokens. And like I mentioned earlier, you have to be at the because I'm playing the solo game, the official solo mode. You have to be at that location to convert the cards into the tokens. But you have to have 5 hope to be able to perform that action. So before you get and Frodo and Sam actually they start here at the Shire, of course, and then Merry and Pippin also here with them. So we have to get them all the way down here. Is it at Mount Doom? Yeah, we have to get him all the way over here. But before we can do that, they need to have 5 hope. So we have to collect hope on our way over to Mount Doom. And before we do that, we also have to complete the other 3 objectives. So, and then once we get there, it's not even a guaranteed win. But I guess you can increase the chances of you winning the game, because once you get there, you spend the 5 hope at Mount Doom and then survive a final search roll, adding 1 die for each missing hope. And each missing hope. I guess they're talking about the hope meter here. Is that what it means? Each missing hope. Oh, okay, yeah. Because so if you're down here at 1, so that would be what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are you serious? Okay, but there's 7 dice maximum. But so you want to make sure that your hope meter is also up while you're doing this to increase your chances of winning the game. So seems kind of difficult, so we'll see. So the 3 random objectives that I got, one is called Challenge Sauron. Let me it's right here. Challenge Sauron, and what it says there, complete if a character spends an action in North Ithilien. I can't pronounce these, so I'm probably butchering the names of these locations. North Ithilien to complete this objective when at least 2 Rohirrim troops, 2 Elven troops, and 3 Gondor troops are present. Are you freaking kidding me? And where is North Ithilien? They kind of show you actually on the card, so you know the location of it's right here. So let's try and find this, because we have to complete this. This doesn't seem to be. Oh, it's down here. Wait, this is South Ithilien. North Ithilien is up here, and we have to be right here, and you need to complete an action here with 2 Rohirrim troops. And the Rohirrim troops are which ones? Oh, the brown troop miniature here. I guess represents a group of army, a troop of army. So we have to have 2 of those. How is this even possible? And then 2 of the Elven troops, and they're like the green miniatures, and then 3 Gondor troops, and that's the blue miniatures. When completed, shift the eye to Ithilien and move every shadow troop in Mordor to Udon. And I guess that's the once this objective is completed. But how? Oh, I guess because we're challenging Sauron, so I guess it makes sense. I mean, the objective makes sense because you're gathering army and bringing them over here, and I guess this is close to Mordor. But yeah, this this seems kind of difficult for like a first time play. I don't know. I don't know if we can do that. And the way that we move troops around is your characters need to land where you have troops, and then when you do a move action, you can bring the troops with you. So I guess we have to keep in mind that we need to make sure that we get all these troops here. The, where is that? Right here. But the cool thing here is we already have two here of the blue troops. So maybe we can use Eowyn, because Eowyn starts in Edoras. So maybe she can bring, yeah, she can actually move here and then maybe bring these two, maybe it's not that difficult, these two brown troops with her and travel here. We just need to make sure that we grab this guy. Yeah, I mean it's possible, I guess. We'll see. Like I said, this is my first game, so I'm learning. So second objective is Saruman, your staff is broken. What? Okay. So it says that I already took care of the setup there with two additional the red troops miniatures. They represent the orc whatever enemy armies. So I already took care of that during the setup. It says complete if both of the following are true. Isengard is a haven, and that means that you get rid of all the enemy troops from that location. And Rohan is free of shadow troops and shadow strongholds. So make sure that those two things are true, and then this objective is taken care of. Okay, let's look for these spots on the map. So let's see. Isengard is in Misty Mountain. I guess if you're deep into this whole Lord of the Rings thing, it's easy for you to find these things because you'd be very familiar with the map, I suppose. Misty Mountains. Where the fuck? Oh, right here. Oh, look at that. You have four troops here. Okay, no wonder they wanted you to add two here to make it more difficult. Okay, I noticed that I shifted something and something moved. Oh, probably because probably it was maybe. I don't know what moved, but anyway. So we have to get rid of the four enemy miniatures there. And then the other location is Rohan. Rohan is free of shadow troops and shadow stronghold. Oh, the whole entire region of Rohan? Okay, so that would be here. Okay, so I guess at the beginning there's no shadow troops and no shadow stronghold here. So that's already a given. You just have to make sure that you get rid of that. All of the enemy troops here, and then this objective is considered completed. Okay, well, I guess it seems easy, but I guess you're gonna see enemy movements like throughout the game, so this would be maybe a good objective to a good one to try and complete as quickly as possible. All right, let's see. Let's look at the third one. This one says attain the blessing of the elves. You have to place those three green troops on top of this card. Let me just put them down here for a sec. So it says Elven troops on this card may not be used until the objective is completed. Oh. Completed if and as an action, a character in Rivendell spends 3, what is that icon? Looks like some kind of purple heart icon. What does that mean? What is that currency in this game? Friendship. Okay, so you have to perform, or you have to spend 3 friendship icon, or token, or what do you call them? Symbols. You have to use 3 friendship symbols while at least one other character is present over in Rivendell. And Rivendell is in Rudor? Rudour? Where the heck is Rudour? Must be up here. Yeah, up here. Okay, so we have to maybe these hobbits can move over there and perform the 3 friendship thingies. Spend 3 friendship symbols over there, over at Rivendell, and Rivendell is at the top here. Okay, seems easy. These 2 actually they seem doable. This one, like I said, I'm not too sure. We just have to grab all of the troops and move them over here. Actually, maybe they're not that difficult, but we'll see. Okay. So those are the objectives, and then we also have to make sure to always try and get hope symbols for Frodo and Sam, because we need to get 5 of them before we can actually even attempt to complete the game. So we have the cool dice tower here for the game. It's very elaborate. If I knew that eventually I would have something like this, I wouldn't have gotten the dice tower that I purchased like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, because I have this cool like smaller dice tower that I use for whenever I play a board game. If I knew that I would eventually get something like this, and I would just use this every time. Every time I need one, so I would just use this dice tower. But anyway, let us begin. So with this solo mode, you have Frodo and Sam, and they want you to use these 4 characters. And the way that this works is each round, the currently active character can perform 4 actions, and then Frodo and Sam can perform 1. And in a regular game, so I guess you can attempt to play it with just like with the regular game rule, and then just play with 1 hand maybe, or with 2 or 3. But it seems like it's a lot more to manage, because like in a regular game, each player gets up to 7 cards. So then you have to manage like 14 if you two-handing this, and then you need more space also on the table. I don't have a large like board game table for my board games. So what you see actually what you see here on cam, this is basically the size of my board game table. There's a little bit of more space on the left, barely any space here on the right, but yeah, seems like I've always managed to fit everything though on this table thus far with all the games that I have, but it's a struggle sometimes. All right, so they all have special abilities, I think. I haven't even looked at these character cards. So let's just look at Frodo and Sam, just to get a general idea of the type of abilities that these guys have. Okay, so Frodo and Sam. When Frodo travels or take part in travel, the current player must either spend one stealth or roll a search for Frodo's destination. When Frodo travels or take part in travel, okay, the current player must either spend one search or roll a search for Frodo's destination. When they say roll a search, there's a handy cheat sheet here. Let's see. What does that mean? Okay. Rolling a search. Whenever you roll a search, there's a possibility that you might lose hope, depending on the roll, what you get on the die. There's no effect. Lose one hope. Lose one hope. Ignore if in the haven, or if Nazgul are present, recall one to Mordor. And I guess it's a bad thing for these Nazguls to be in Mordor, because I think, like I mentioned earlier, at the end of the game, like the climax of the game will be Frodo and Sam being on Mount Doom, you're trying to destroy the ring, and then I guess if you have these guys here, it might impact. I think it adds to the number of the total dice that you roll, so the possibility of you losing the game is higher. So you try not to get them back here in Mordor, I suppose. Okay. All right. Let's read the rest of what they have here on Frodo and Sam. Okay, Eldrin support. Once per turn, when Frodo prepares, if he is at a haven in the region named on the card, also gain one friendship token from the supply. Okay. And preparing, I think, when the prepare action is when you convert your card into a symbol, I believe. Should just use the cheat sheet. Where is that? Prepare, yeah. Add a haven, discard a card to take a token. Okay, so it's called a token with the same symbol. In a solo game, the card must match a region. Okay, that's what makes it more difficult here if you're playing with the solo rule. Okay. That's cool that you get a friendship token, but it would be better if you can get a hope token, actually. Sam's aid. Whenever a search is rolled, you may spend a friendship token to ignore the same number of bad result from this search roll. So if you don't have the stealth token or the stealth card, then you have to do that search roll that might impact the total number of hope that you have, or sending the Nazgul to Mordor. You can actually ignore. You can spend the friendship token to ignore the result. So I guess that's why whenever you do a preparation, or when they prepare, you get that friendship token to help with that. And then the last ability is put on the ring. Before a search is rolled, you may ignore all enemy troops present. If you do, lose one hope and shift the eye to Frodo's region. Before a search is rolled, you may ignore all troops present. What does that mean? Well, I know that when Frodo puts on the ring, he disappears, right? But what does this mean? Before search is rolled, you may ignore all troops present. I guess to bypass the troop, because I think if you land on a spot with the enemy troops, I think you have to fight them. Let me just check that real quick. Okay. Rolling a search. Frodo moves from Tharbad to Dunland. He doesn't spend a stealth. Dunland contains 3 shadow troops. When Frodo does travel action, another character does travel action. Try to spend or roll a search in the destination. But that's only for Frodo. But what happened with regular any other characters actually land on a place with enemy troops? Can you actually move away? How does that work? Because they talk about attacks here, but it might be just a Frodo thing with the troops when you land somewhere with an enemy troop. Um, Maybe it's on the move, right? They should explain that on the move, the travel action. Okay, let's see here. Move the character you're currently doing actions with to a connected location along a normal path, special path, or battle line. If there are other characters or friendly troops in your starting location that can also come along with you, ask permission before moving other players' characters, of course. But we're playing alone, so we don't have to worry about that. Um, and then it says when Frodo travels, okay, that's fine. There's no mention of, I guess, with the enemy troop thing, only if you want to attack them, but I don't think, like, so you can, like, just move past them. Unless you're Frodo, then you have to do that search action, is what I'm getting from this. Because they didn't say anything about if you stop on a location with an enemy troop that you have to do something. Or shadow troop is what they're called. Um, because I guess realistically, if you're moving around with these characters, I mean, just because you see a enemy troop, you don't, like, face them head on. You're just doing your thing on the side, but yeah, I don't think there's a mention of landing somewhere with enemy troops and then you have to do something. I don't think that's a thing. If you attack them and then you lose, then I know there's a penalty, but let me see. If you have a character at a shadow stronghold with at least one friendly troop with no shadow troops present, your character may spend 3 what is the name of the symbol? Valor. You can spend 3 valor to capture it. If you capture a shadow stronghold, place a haven token on it. Shift Eye of Sauron to the region and gain 2 hope. If you capture a shadow stronghold that was formerly a haven, remove the... Okay. If you capture Moria, Isengard, Dol Guldur, and Umber, shadow troops will no longer appear at the captured stronghold. If you what? Oh, okay. Do not add shadow troops there whenever a shadow card instructs you to do so. In Moria, these are like... Where are they? Moria. Move this back over here. Where the fuck is Moria? Isengard, Dol Guldur. Moria, Isengard. Okay, Dol Guldur is over here. Oh, Isengard, Moria. Okay, so if we take care of these locations, where's Moria? Oh, Moria's over there. Dol Guldur, Isengard, and Umbar. Where's Umbar? Down here. So these locations, okay, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there are 4 strongholds that are not in Mordor. If you take care of them, then they don't spawn more shadow troops. Okay. Let me just read the attack action here, and then we can start playing the game. We'll start our attempt to play the game. You may do an attack action if there are friendly troops and shadow troops in your character's location. Yeah, so there's no mention of being in somewhere with enemy troops and then you're stuck there or you can't move past them. There's nothing like that. So, but it's a good idea to be able to try and get rid of these shadow troops because they're moving around and shit. They can capture your your havens, and then when they capture your havens, I think you lose hope. So there's also, that becomes problematic later on when you're trying to finally win the game, when you get to Mount Doom. But I think if you recapture those, yeah, I mean, wow, there's a lot going on with this game. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, let me just read this part about attack, and like I said, we'll attempt to play the game. And what's muster? Oh, to add troop, matching the color of your character's location to their location. Okay. Okay, you may do an attack action. There are friendly troops and shadow troops in your character's location. First, shift the Eye of Sauron to the region where the attack is taking place. Attack started by the character distracts Sauron, which can help draw his gaze away from Frodo. Next, roll a battle. After rolling, characters who are present may remove 1 shadow troop for each valor they spend. Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, if you lose a haven, you lose 3 hope. There can be both friendly troops and shadow troops remaining in a location after a battle roll is resolved. Okay. Now, when an enemy stops, because the enemies are going to be moving around, when they stop at a let me see, I move every shadow troop in the location. Let me just read this part real quick. Battle lines that start at the red shadow location follow colored arrow. Begin by moving frontline shadow troops to the battle line. Advance troop if they're in a location with a friendly, even if they're in a location with a friendly troop. If there are no shadow troops anywhere on the indicated battle line, there's no effect. Shadow troops at the end of the indicated battle line do not advance, but they will still roll a battle if friendly troops are present. So, advance shadow troops even if they're in a location with friendly troops. Okay, that's just to advance. If there are no shadow troops at the end of the indicated battle line, do not advance, but they will still roll a battle. When do they roll a battle? They just automatically roll a battle if they're... Oh, after advancing shadow troops, roll a battle on each location on the battle line containing both shadow troops and friendly troops, starting with the front. Okay, so only after they move. All right, that sounds good to me. All right, let's attempt to play the game. Let me just get something to drink and then we'll start. All right, let's attempt to play this. During a first time character in solo for action on the first time, this is the leftmost. Either before or after you may do one bonus action with Frodo and Sam. Okay. So it's the same deal with like the regular game where, but here, because you control two characters, either one of them can do 4 actions or 1 action. And then you select which character is going to do the 4, which character is going to do the 1. But in this case, Frodo and Sam will always get 1, while the active character gets 4. But you can have Frodo and Sam take an action first, or that active character takes an action first. And you can do up to 4 actions, so you don't have to do all 4 actions. Complete the rest of the turn as usual. Draw 2 play cards and then resolve with shadow cards equal to the threat level. Okay, let me just look at the play sequence here. Playing the game. Okay, so players take turn in clockwise order following these 3 steps. Okay, do actions, draw 2 play cards, and then draw shadow cards. After you do the draw shadow cards, your turn ends. Then left, take the next turn. Okay. So we know the objectives that we have. But Gandalf here actually gets to do the first action, and then Eowyn, and then Legolas, and then Merry and Pippin. And Gandalf is right here in Farbad. Okay, so... Stay over here, please, Nazgul. So Gandalf is over here. So what do we want to do with Gandalf? And he can do 4 actions. And do we want to move Frodo and Sam first? Do we want Frodo and Sam to take action first? There's no cards right now that can be converted into a token because he's in the Shire, and my cards are Rudar, Enedwaith, Dale, and Rohan. In the region. We do have one. No, this is Eriador is where we're at. So that's not name of locations, not name of cities, I guess. They're name of the region. So it's not that bad that you have to be within that region, and that region sometimes have multiple spots, locations. So it's not that bad. Okay. But we can't do any of that because we don't have cards for Eriador. Okay, let's look at Gandalf's ability. Here's Gandalf's card. Mithrander. When Gandalf musters, add up to 2 troops to his location instead of 1. Remember, mustering is when you summon troops to fight the enemy troops. And when you muster, I think you have to spend valor. So right now, we don't have any of these currencies. We don't have any valor. We don't have any stealth. What are they called? Let me see. There are 4 different tokens that you can have, I believe. Friendship, stealth, valor, and resistance. So it's not... hope. Hold on. We only need to make sure that we have 5 hope. Is that what that means? But we have to spend... No, we have to spend not hope that we're spending. We need to spend 5 resistance. Because I said hope earlier. Hope is right here. But to destroy the 1 ring, we need to have resistance. 5 resistance, either in card form or in the symbol form. So, but let's see, Gandalf. When Gandalf musters, okay, we already read that. And when you're mustering, you spend one friendship to add one troop. So in Gandalf's case, it's two troops. Oh, you may not muster. Oh yeah, there's no troops left in your supply. Okay. All right. Fine. Uh, and then his next ability is Shadowfax. When Gandalf travels alone, he may move 2 locations away. He may not use special paths when he does this. I think special paths are like it comes with a cost. Some paths have a cost shown on them. To use the special character must spend these additional symbols. Okay. All right. I mean, right now we have we do have no. Actually, we do have 1 friendship symbol and 3 stealth symbols. So, is that called stealth? The green robe. Yeah, stealth. So we do have 1 friendship and 3 stealth. Okay. So he can move 2 spots, and then the last ability for Gandalf is called Light and Flame. If Gandalf is present when a battle is rolled, you may spend Valor to change the same amount of die to any result you want. Wow. Okay. Despair is only for those who see the end beyond all doubt. We do not. That's what what it says there on the card. What is that called? A tip of my tongue. Okay. Flavor text. Okay. So what are we gonna do? That's gonna help us with the objectives. Now, I think we discussed it earlier that Eowyn is going to attempt to complete this one, that one, challenge Sauron to bring all the troops over here. I think she should be able to do that rather quickly. And you can do the same actions. You can do up to 4 actions, and you can do the same actions. So she can move and then grab all of these troops with her to travel along with her when she travels. So we're gonna be doing that when we get to her turn. Let's see. For Gandalf, though, what can he do? So every time Frodo moves, we have to roll a search. If we don't, yeah. When Frodo does a travel action, or another character does travel action, the character doing the travel must either spend, okay, or roll a search in their destination. So whenever Frodo moves, actually, it's you always have to do that. Because I'm thinking maybe, well, then we don't need Gandalf to be with us. Gandalf can go do other things. Because I'm thinking Merry and Pippin, they can take Frodo over to Rivendell. So 1, 2, 3, and then we do have 3 stealth cards. So we can avoid losing hope by using the 3 stealth cards, and we can take them over to Rivendell. And remember that once you do that over at Rivendell, a character spends 3 friendship while at least one other character is present. So while we're here, we need to use friendship. And what can you use friendship for? I think it's only to muster, right? That's it. That's all you can use friendship for. It's just to muster. So once we get there, we need to muster 3 times. And that's the only thing you can do with the friendship token. Well, no, there's another thing that you can use the friendship token for. That we kind of read about that earlier. Oh, that's just for Frodo to be able to negate the search roll, the negative result of a search roll. Okay, so we can muster 3 times over there and get. Oh, the problem with that is you only have 2. Can you muster and not? No. I was gonna say, can you just use muster and actually get just to use muster? No, you may not use you may not muster if there aren't any more troops of that color. Which is kind of crazy. I guess that's the trick here, because you have to lose an elven troop to be able to muster 3 times there. Wow. Spends 3 friendship while at least one of the character is present. But you can only use muster twice, and that is a green location, and we only have 2 elven troops in our in the supply. This is an interesting dilemma. I mean, is there any other use for friendship? What can you use? That's the only use that you can have for friendship. Is to muster. That is it. Wow, it's it's not as simple as I thought. So we have to lose an elven troop for us to be able to complete this. That's kind of fucked up. At a haven, discard a region card to take the symbol. Yeah, you can't use it for anything else. I'm really just trying to find a way for us to use friendship, but I can't find any other use for friendship. Okay, that's kind of nasty. Okay, let's look at the okay, so at least we know that we can do it twice. Okay. Now the Saruman one, what is that? 2 additional, okay. Isengard is a haven. Misty Mountains. Okay, we gotta get rid of that. Okay, so well, I guess maybe that's what Gandalf should do. Gandalf should actually try and get rid of these. Yeah, I think that should be Gandalf's. And when he musters, he gets 2 anyway. So maybe that's what we should do. How are you supposed to complete this objective if you don't lose elven troops? This is not nice. You have to have 3 elven troops in your supply. And then if I'm going to use Gandalf to try and get Isengard, and then Rohan right now is free of, yeah, we can try and get this taken care of. Saruman, your staff is broken. Let me I think that's what we'll do. 2, 2, 3, 4. Oh, he can move 2 spots, right? Whenever he moves, when travels alone. When he travels alone, he can move. Yeah. Okay. Cool. But the problem is, these are special paths. So, well, I can go this way. 1, 2, 3. And then do summon another troop, elven troop over there. And then when you muster, and how does that work with the? Remove 1 elven troop, 1 friendly troop. Okay, I think that's what we'll do. All right, let me do that then. And for this, do we also need green? Oh God, we also need 2 elven troops for challenge Sauron. But I guess we could just move them here and then get the elven troop eventually to go down this way. Okay. All right, let me just do this then. So I'm going to move Gandalf to Lorien. So this is 1, because he can move 2 locations with 1 travel. Oh, and then he has to use stealth for that one. Okay. No, then we can do 2, and then 3, and then while he's here, maybe I don't need to do I don't need to summon another troop. I just need to make sure that I have a troop with me, right, to attack. Oh, I see. The more troops you have, though, the better. Well, we're probably gonna need those elven. We're gonna kill off some of these elven troops. I mean, that's for damn sure. Because if not, I can't complete the attain the blessing of the elves. The only way I can complete that is to lose some elven troops and then summon them back over there, over in Rivendell. That's the only way you can do that. Okay, well then, let's go ahead and just summon. Oh, but then, yeah, it would be no. It's fine. It's fine. And maybe I'm overthinking this because this is like so early. Maybe with the when the shadow cards are in play, maybe the enemy troops will start killing off some of these elven troops that they find along the way. So maybe I'm just overthinking this. Not to worry about that too much at this point. Maybe I should go ahead and muster now, so I can get rid of those enemy troops over in Isengard. So and then when he musters, he gets double. Yeah, when Gandalf musters, add 2 troops to his location instead of 1. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the Rudaur. Aragorn's age when he and Arwen were betrothed was 49. He was old when he got married to Arwen. Aragorn. Okay. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that he was old, because then that would also acknowledge the fact that I'm old. So not that old. We can say that he wasn't that old when he got married to Arwen. Okay, so we're gonna use that to summon 2 elven troops here. So that would be the fourth action. Okay, so that's all done. And now we get two cards. We get oh no, then Frodo and Sam gets to do an action before we get the two cards, and then we play the shadow cards. Okay. So what are we gonna do as Frodo and Sam? I think we should move to Bree. We can use one of the stealth cards so that we don't have to roll. So I'm gonna go ahead and use one of these. We're heading over to where's Dale? Rohan. We'll keep the Rohan card. We'll use Anawaith. Anawaith is over here, and we're gonna be going this way. So I'm gonna use the Anawaith card here, so that we don't have to roll the search action. The search roll. We don't have to roll a search with him moving, with them moving. And it says 11, the hour when 11 says a hobbit mealtime occurs. Okay. Yeah, they have like these flavor texts at the bottom of each of these location cards or symbol cards. What do you even call these? Player cards, like with factoids about the Lord of the Rings. Just kind of cute, I guess, because they have to put something interesting in these cards, because they're basically just a map and then the symbol and then the name of the region. Okay, so I'm going to move to Bree, and I'm gonna bring along Merry and Pippin, so we're both gonna move this way. I mean, all four of these characters can move over here. Okay, so that would be the one action by Frodo and Sam. Okay, now we get two more cards. One, we got Gondor and we got Valor. And then the flavor text for this is 93 leagues from Eric to Peligir. And then, oh, it's an event. The next card that I got here is an event. It says Tom Bombadil. Play at any time. So you can keep this. Okay, not an action. Do one of the following. Gain hope or re-roll up to 3 dice from a single roll. What? Re-roll up to 3 dice from a... Oh, okay. So yeah, this is a pretty good pretty good card. Okay. All right, now we get to play a shadow card, and the threat level right now is at a 2. So we have to draw 2 threat. The threat rate is up here, and then you have to draw shadow cards based on where the threat symbol is at, and we start off actually here with 2. So we have to draw 2 shadow cards. Let's look at the first one. And if the back actually shows the flag at the bottom of the card here, that means that you only resolve the bottom event. Let me see. Let me just double check that. I think that's the way it works. Flip over the top card of the shadow deck and place it face up next to the shadow deck. The face up cards now shows 2 different sections. The top of the deck shows either a red flag or a black banner. Resolve only half of the flipped card. If a red flag is showing on the top of the shadow deck, resolve the top section of the flipped card. If a black banner is showing at the top of the shadow deck, resolve the bottom section of the flipped card. Do this in a number of times equal to the current threat rate listed on the threat rate track. Place the shadow cards into the resolve area of the board as you draw them to help you remember how many you have drawn. Then, when you resolved all the shadow cards for this turn, move them into the discard area. Okay, so we're gonna resolve because it's the red flag. So we're gonna resolve this bottom part of the card. It says move two Nazgul closer to Frodo. Select from those closest to him outside of his region. If tied, the players choose. So we need to move two Nazgul towards Frodo. These two are already here in Eriador. So the closest would be right here. One. Oh, these two are the closest. So they move closer to Frodo. So now we have three Nazguls in Eriador, and then this one, I guess, could move to Rudair or Edenwaith. So we'll just move them here. Okay. Scary. All right. That's it. Oh no, there's one more. We have to draw two, and then the second card also has a black flag. So that means the bottom event needs to be resolved. And it says, oh, +1 enemy troop over at Rune. Shift the eye to Frodo's region. If it's already there, you have to roll a search. That's fucked up. Okay, so let's take care of the first part for before we do that roll. Shift +1 to Rune. Where's Rune? It shows you on the map here where it's located. So it's at the where's Rune? Oh, over here, the eastern side, most eastern side of the map here. So Rune is right here. Oh wow, we already have 5 freaking enemy troops over there, and then we have to add more. Where's the rest of my Where's the rest of my enemy troops pile? Where did I? Oh, I put them back in the box. Okay. So we need to add how many? 1. Okay. So now we have 6 over there. It's crazy. All right. Add this here. Just in case you're wondering. Yeah. It's like an orc carrying an axe and a shield. It doesn't want to focus. There you go. So that's gonna go over here. So now we have 6 troops, enemy troops. I wish that they would make these a little bigger, but okay. And then the second part is shift the eye to Frodo's region. The eye actually already here on Frodo's region, so we're gonna do the roll a search. And to roll a search, what do we do? And since we don't have any friendship, we can't negate the negative effect that we get from, if we get a negative effect from rolling a search. If traveling, okay, roll 1. Oh God, okay. Oh, because this just arrived here. This Nazgul just arrived here. So instead of just 2, now it's 3. So we have to roll 3 dice. So it's a combination of the number of Nazguls and the number of enemy troops in the region. In this case, it's only 3 because we don't have any enemy troops, so we have 3 Nazgul here in this region. So let me grab the dice here, and that's the black dice. 1, 2, 3. And we get to use the tower here. First time. Eye of Sauron dice tower. Alright, here we go. Okay, so we got, oh shit, this is bad. We got 1. this symbol, a tree. I guess that's supposed to be a tree. What does that mean? That means you lose one hope. Here's the meaning of that. It's that one. Lose one hope. So we're going to move this down over here to 5. And then we also lose another hope, because I also get another one of those. Isn't that lovely? So we actually lost 2 hope. So one more. And then the last one is a blank. So that's nothing. So blank means no effect. Okay, cool. That's all done. And then we place this on top of the discard pile. Okay. Whew. Okay, now Eowyn gets to take action. So let's read her abilities. I don't like the picture here. She looks kind of derpy. Okay, so Eowyn, Shield Maiden of Rohan. When Eowyn musters in a brown location, you do not need to spend friendship. Are you freaking kidding me? So she can summon like crazy amount of. Are you serious? Oh. Okay. Well, I guess we'll be mustering like crazy, because she's already here. So let's get a bunch of those. We only need, because I thought I need to travel back here actually to grab a couple of those, because we only need 2 actually to bring with us to where do we need to go? North Illithin, right here. We just need to bring 2 with us. Okay. And then no living man am I. What? If Eowyn is present when the battle is rolled, remove 1 Nazgul in a region from the game for each. Okay. Do not lose 2 friendly troops. Remove 1 Nazgul in her region from the game? As in... Oh, that's interesting. And I guess there's probably some shadow cards that will bring them back into the game, but... remove them completely from the game, off the board? That's interesting. Wow. Now let's read her flavor text here. It says, I am the house of Eorl. Eorl. And not a serving woman. I can ride and wield blade, and I do not fear either pain or death. Oh no. They're gonna hate this game. Crazy's gonna hate this game. Isn't this a little quote unquote woke? But this is from the novel, right? It's not like they just made that up now. Okay, very interesting. So the first thing she's gonna do is she's going to muster. So that's action number 1. So we're gonna get another one of these. What are called? Rohan troops. Is that what they're called? They have names for these troops, right? Because I don't want to say brown or green. They got names for these troops, right? I know the green's like Elven. What are these other ones? Rohirrim troop is brown. Elven's a green. Dwarven is the gray. And then, we have also gray troops. I don't even see them on the map because of the color. And then Gondor troops are the blue troops. Okay. All right, so we summon 1 troop there for free. We don't have to use friendship. And then we're going to travel with the troops to get to North Illithin. Now, the question here is, do I want to pick up these? Yeah, I do want to pick up these blue. because I need 3. So she needs to travel this way, grab this one, and then, this requires stealth though. I don't want to use that stealth if I don't have to. So maybe go this way, 1, 2, 3, and then go down this way, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it takes a couple of turns to be able to grab these. And then we'll drop them off here. And then somebody, yeah, maybe instead of, well, no, Gandalf's focus is to try and take care of, invade Isengard. So, is that what I really want to do? Maybe I need to bring all of these to Isengard also to try and get that taken care of. Maybe that's a better way to spend my turn here. I already have 3 troops. If I go this way, 1, 2, 3, I can't attack because I would run out of turns actions once I get here. But then, with Gandalf coming in, the number of troops that we have will actually be 6. So I think maybe that's a better way to spend our turn here with Eowyn. I think that's what I'm gonna do instead of running around aimlessly. So I'm gonna go ahead and just move here and bring the troops with me. 1, 2, bring the troops with me, and then 3, and then bring the troops here with me. So now I have 3 friendly troops here, and then the 4, and then next time Gandalf takes an action, he's gonna come down here, and then we're gonna fight, and see if we can take Isengard. And then if we can do that, then we should be able to take care of Saruman. Your staff is broken. As long as we don't have the enemies coming in to Rohan. So hopefully that doesn't happen with our with the shadow cards here. Hopefully that doesn't happen. We'll see. So she's done. And then it's clockwise, right? So Legolas next. Now Frodo and Sam gets to take an action. What are we gonna do? Do we have an Eredor card? We don't. Okay. Do we want to gain 1 hope? It's down here right now. I mean, should we worry about that at this point? Maybe not. We can move. We can move again, and then we can use one of these shadow cards so we don't have to roll, because they need to get to Rivendell anyway. But I don't think we need to hurry to get to Rivendell, because we need to be able to use the friendship thing. Maybe they should have gone to Ered Luin and grabbed the dwarven army. Maybe that's what we should have done, perhaps. But you know what? I think we're gonna keep going that way. Then I'm gonna use. Where is Rohan? Rohan is down here, and then Dale. Where's Dale? Dale is up here. I'll use Dale's card here, stealth card, so that we don't have to roll. So they both are gonna move up this way to Weather Hills. Yeah, I'm gonna bring Merry and Pippin with me. Okay, so Dale. Let's read the flavor text. 50, Bilbo's age when adventure had suddenly befallen him. Who's Bilbo? Bilbo Baggins. Okay. Alright. Alright, so now that's done. We're going to grab 2 player cards, and I got Lemba, so it looks like this is an event. Play during a do action step, so we don't take care of this event now. And it says... the current player may do 2 more actions with one of the characters during the do action step. So that's nice. That would be helpful. And then the second one is an area door. Oh, we finally got an area door card, so now we can turn this into a token if we want to. Okay. How many cards do I have? Now I have 5 cards. Remember, maximum you can have is 7, and that's why you want to try and get the you want to try and prepare if you can, so you get the tokens, so you can hold more symbols and not just stuck with the symbols that are on the cards, because you can only have 7 at one time. Okay, I think we'll do one more character and then we're gonna be done for the night for this game, and then we'll continue tomorrow. Oh, and let's do a shadow card here. 2 shadow cards. Okay, so this one also has the black flag at the bottom. Let's flip it over and let's look at the bottom here. Deploy 3 Nazgul from Mordor to the Eye. Wow! If when Mordor is empty, deploy from the largest group 1 at a time. If the Eye is in Mordor, recall 3 to Mordor instead. So how many though? Deploy 3 Nazgul from Mordor to the Eye. Immediately to the Eye. That's crazy. So look at this. And what I like about these miniatures, the Nazgul miniatures, they all have like different heights for the stilts. So you can have them like together, and you can fit them. You can actually have them close to each other because they all have different heights. All total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 9 Nazgul miniatures, they all have unique height when it comes to the stilts. So I thought that was funny. I thought it was really cute when I assembled them. All right. So we have 3 actually. Look at this. They're all here. It's crazy. So if Frodo and Sam, if they have to do a search roll, that's gonna be crazy. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them actually in Eodor, in Eriador. That is crazy. They're honing in on Frodo and Sam. That's just nasty. Okay, we'll do one more, and then, like I said, we'll be done for the night, because I still wanna. I have to set up the sack for the dialysis treatment for tomorrow, and then I want to check out the new Outer Worlds before I go to sleep. All right. Okay, so let's do Legolas. I there's one more. That's right. There's one more also. Got to keep track of these things, and then we're also doing the. Looks like, and then the next one is the top. The top actually looks like is the movement, and the bottom is just like actions, right? From enemy actions. So this one's also at the bottom. There's my alarm for getting the dialysis treatment ready. So the bottom, black flag again, and it says add 1 more enemy to Moria. I think Moria is right here somewhere in the middle. Moria is over here. Okay, so let me add another one. We still have a lot of them in the supply, so another one here. So now we have 3 enemy troops over in Moria, and then shift the eye to Frodo's region again. If it's already there, roll a search. We're fucked. We are fucked. Okay, so I have to roll a search. Or maybe the game is going to be over before we even know it. Is it over once we hit 0? I don't think so, right? The only way is, do we lose if that thing ever hits 0? Where's the win-lose condition here? I mean, we know what the win condition is. Where's the lose condition? Hope track. Losing hope. Okay, page 19. Winning and losing, page 19. Okay. Okay, these are the main ways to lose hope. Okay, completing, winning and losing. You draw Skies Darken, Shadow Troops take over Haven. You all lose the game if Frodo loses all hope, i.e. the hope marker reaches the 0 space on the hope mark, which is down here. We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 away. Hold on, maybe I should use the Tom Bombadil card. And I can use this at any time. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this now, which is gain 1 hope, and hopefully by doing that we're gonna survive this nasty ambush. Okay, so I'm gonna move that up to 5 now. And now I have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 dice for this search. I do have, oh no, I don't even have a friendship, so... I should have just done a prepare, but I couldn't. No, I did. I have this one. Oh no, that was after. I got that after, so I couldn't do a prepare for Frodo's turn. That's why we just moved him. So now we have 6 because we have 6 Nazgul here, and when you do a search, it's maximum 7 dice, and you count the number of troops in that region and Nazgul in the region. So we have 6. So let's see what happens. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we lose 6 hope here, then the game is over. All right. So the first one, what is this? The eye icon. Let's see what that means. If Nazgul are present, recall 1 to Mordor. Okay, that's not bad. So we're gonna recall 1 to Mordor. Which one? Oh, where we do the roll. Okay. So 1 goes back to Mordor. And then, oh, we have another one of those. So we actually have 2. Recalling to Mordor. Okay. It's not bad. Let's get this one. And we have 1. Lose 1 hope here. Okay. So it goes to 4. And then we have another lose 1 hope. 1 blank actually. So blank means nothing happens. So we do have 1 blank. And you can see them here. And then another one of lose 1 hope. And then we'll check that new symbol there that we're getting for the first time. So 1 more hope lost. So now it's down to 3. And then there's this tree with a border around it. Let's see what that means. Lose 1 hope, but ignore if you're in a haven. And he's not in a haven because he moved away from freaking the Shire. So we lose 1 more hope. Okay. So that's not too bad. And even if I didn't use that 1 card, it would have been down to 1. So we need to do the best that we can. Oh, we might be able to do that. If we conquer Isengard and turn that into a haven, we're gonna get 3 hope. So maybe we can do that. So maybe this is the best place to stop instead of doing something with Legolas, because that was kind of scary. So because I just have this feeling that once the next two that we're gonna draw is gonna kill the game. So because once we can only afford to lose two more hope points here, and then the game is over. So. And the only way you can gain hope is looks like one through the player cards, and then two would be from conquering the enemy stronghold. Let me see if there's another way, you know. I don't think so, though. And yeah, and then you lose 3 hope if you lose a haven, so that's scary too. So if we lose a haven now, the game is over as well, and that would be like a super quick, a super quick game. But yeah. And I like the flow of the game so far, because I didn't know how this is gonna work out, you know, because this is the first time I'm playing the game. I'm not that familiar with the pandemic system, because I know this uses like the pandemic system. I have another one of those, which is the World of Warcraft one, but I haven't even touched that. It's just been sitting in my in a cabinet outside of the game room here. But yeah, so yeah, I don't even know how this compares to that. Have I actually played the Pandemic, the digital version of Pandemic? I don't remember, because I know when it came out, there was also that one disease game that also came out, and I played more of that one. But yeah, I mean, I like the flow of the game so far. I mean, it's seemingly very difficult though, because we're already down this many hope. I think it's because we've been unlucky though with all these Nazgul swarming over the area. So, but like I said, this is we can get regain hope here over in Isengard. Perhaps we can go to even maybe with Legolas we can try and conquer Dol Guldur. Like we'll see. He only has 1 troop, so that's probably impossible. But we'll see. It is pretty fun. I would say that it's pretty fun so far, and it flows nicely. So look forward to playing more of this tomorrow. But yeah, I got things to do, and I want to check out the Outer Worlds too. So thanks for watching. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell. I truly appreciate it. Happy gaming!